Okay, this video is going to show you how to do the section view of your working drawing for the shed. So what I'm looking at here from my section view is a cross section of the wall. You're also going to get a view of the roof here and the floor. Okay, so something to kind of notice about this right off the bat. Get this out of the way here. I'm using a half to 1 inch, a half inch to a 1 foot scale here, which seems to be doing really well. And then we're going to also have to play around with some of the other aspects of this in order to see each of these things that we need to label later on. Okay, so to get a section view, we're going to start by entering into our floor plan, more specifically the floor. Okay, once you are in here, you will go ahead and head up to view, and within view is section, and it's located right here. If you don't want to go all the way in there, there's also the section view that's located at the real top of here. Okay, so when I click on section, what I want to do is I want to drag, I want to start inside my shed, go through the wall, and then end outside the wall. Now, if you do have some plants that can get in the way of your view, especially if they're really close to the wall here, so that's something to keep in mind as well. Find an area that maybe doesn't have as many plants around. Okay, so what I'm going to do is, with the section view selected, I'm going to click inside. I'm going to go ahead and drag out straight out, and then I'm going to click again. Okay, so that has created my section view right there. Okay. Once you do that, you're going to see that the section pops up down here under sections, building section. I already had one set up, so I'm going to go ahead and head into the one I just created, which is section 2. And it's going to give you something that looks like this. Okay. A couple of things that you're going to want to be doing here is you're going to have to play, first of all, around with this crop box. So I'm going to click on that. You only need this to go pretty much right to the top and right near the bottom of the floor. If that is too big, it's going to show up too big on your sheets, so you want to play around with that. And then the other thing is you want your size right here. So I think I did 1/2 to 1 foot was good on my other one. Okay. Notice that those lines get a lot thinner, but I still can't see the breakdown of the wall. And so what I need to do is I need to go into the detail level, and I'm going to go fine. And then now you can see each of these sections for the roof and the wall. Okay. And when I go down to the floor, you'll also see that as well. So you can see the different layers in the floor itself. Okay. And so now the next part is to label each of these sections. Now you made your wall, and you should have followed the directions that were given. So you need to basically label everything that you see in the wall. And that's going to be the same thing for the roof. So if you forgot what that was, the way you can find that out is by, I don't know, just going into like your floor plan here, selecting the wall, go to edit type. Hold on 1 second, I didn't select the wall, there we go. Now I can go, so where it says basic wall shed siding, that's the wall that I want the cross section of. I can hit edit type, and then I'm going to click on edit under structure, and these are the layers that we have created to match the directions. Okay, and so I'm going to have to label each of these layers, so each of these 4 layers, and then we're also going to add insulation as well. Okay, so if you need to take like a screenshot, write it down. You're going to write down each of these layers because those should all be visible within that screenshot. Okay. I'm sorry, within the cross section when we're labeling it. Okay. So I'm going to cancel out of this, go back into my section view. Okay. So before I start labeling everything, I'm going to go ahead and add in the insulation, and so that's an annotation. So I'm going to go up to annotate. The insulation is located right here, and so all I'm doing is clicking and dragging this so it fills in that gap where the studs are, and so that's my insulation for the wall. And then we also want insulation in our roof. Okay, so I'm going to kind of click up here, put that in there, and one of the things I want to do with this insulation is make it a little bit bigger. I think 7.5 is about what I want here. Mess that that up, so let me try that again. So before I do it, let's do 7. Apply that. There you go. And so that's going to fill in that a little bit better. And so there's my insulation up here in the roof, okay, and the rafters. And so now when I'm ready to label, all I'm going to be doing is using this text feature right here. I'm still under annotate. So under text, I'm going to use the one with the arrow that kind of does 2 segments, okay? And so I'm using 30 seconds. And so now when I'm doing this, I'm going to click on each of the sections and label that so I know what they are. So this outer section is my siding. So that's cedar siding. I can label that. And then I'm going to go through each of these layers and make sure I'm labeling it accordingly. So I'm going to get the plywood backing. You have the studs, 16 on center. You have the insulation, and then you have the gypsum wall board back over here. Okay? So you're going to kind of label all those at the top. If you don't remember what your roofing is or the different layers, you're going to go back into the same thing. So actually what I'm going to do here is I'm going to click out and just kind of show you again. So let's say I can't remember what's in my roof. Actually I could do it right here. Click, I can do edit type, go back into edit. Now I have my asphalt shingle, the plywood sheathing, and then the rafters and the bad insulation right here. Okay, so those are the 3 layers that I need to see labeled in the roof. And then when I go down here into my flooring, I can do the same thing, right? Edit type, edit, and then I can see the different things that need to be labeled for my flooring as well. Okay, so once you have all of those things labeled, each of these sections, you're going to make sure that you go back into your sheet, and all you got to do is drag this over and place this into your sheet. And so I'll just place it over here on the side. I can click, and then that's my section view that I'm going to be adding in there. Keeping in mind you're going to change any of these other things so it fits accordingly within your sheet. Okay. That's really all you need to know about this. Just make sure that you include all the labels. Obviously I did not, and so you should have at least 3 or 4, maybe 5 things in each of these if you are labeling everything correctly.